Hey, good evening, late night crew. Good evening, Doge After Dark crew. Good evening, Insomniacs. Good evening, Outcasts. Good evening, Twilight Dwellers. Good evening, Vampires. Good evening, Hodlers. Good evening, Safe Mooners. Good evening, Dozers. Good evening, BTTers and TRXers. And VGXers. What is good? What is good? Got my mod on duty, Jason Huffman, Hump Deezy, Decepticon Prime. Welcome, welcome. Freddie Gonzalez. What is up? What is good, people? What is good, people? Just getting started on a late night hangout market watch. For those of you who missed my show earlier on, just before this, it was a barn burner. You might want to check that out. The good news is most all my live streams are backed up on my channel, so you can check that out later or tomorrow, whenever at your convenience. If you haven't smashed that like button, please feel free to do so. That's the number one thing you can do to help a new channel like mine finally get up in those algorithms. Takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. And let's go. Let's get this party started. Welcome, Mr. Flores. Yo, Texas Toast Baller. We will talk about Texas Toast tonight. We're going to talk about the markets tonight. We're going to talk about the future of our favorite coins tonight. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about other things in between. And we, yes, are definitely going to have to bring out the crypto catalyst and talk about some Texas Toast. All right, guys. I am tweeting this stream out right now. If you are on Twitter, I am going to put a link to my tweet referencing people to this live stream, letting people know that I am back on the air for the late night set. If you're on Twitter, consider RTing that tweet that I just put in the chat. That stuff really does help. Just a moment, guys. I'm just blasting this stream out on my socials, making sure people know that I am back on the air and we are doing it again. Okay, welcome Mama Crypto to the Discord server. I'm giving you automatic subscriber status. Anyone that joins my Discord server right now gets free subscriber status for the indefinite future. Welcome Matthew DK to the Steven Steele live Discord server. Of course, welcome my man John Neal. Welcome, guys. Decepticon Prime, I will, but pretty sure my 5 followers are in bed. That's funny. Now we're doing good. People are filtering in now. It usually just takes people a few minutes to realize that I am online and we are doing it. I think I heard that super chat sound, so let me get on that and figure out. Tater Nuts tipped $7.76. Awesome show earlier. I got in late but loved it. Excellent job. Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Miss Tater Nuts. Thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate that. And thank you for the kind words. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, but if that even polls one person, guys, that's how communities grow. And many times that is how it goes down. Yeah, if you missed my show earlier, I ended up going off on a lot of things, guys. So Hey, welcome back, Larry Ramirez. Welcome back, my man. Welcome back. Yeah, the Doge hitting, staying strong, right about that 5.9. Welcome to the new floor of Doge. The new floor of Doge is 5.8 to 6. 5.8 to 6 is the new floor. Not too shabby, especially considering we spent so long, it seemed like, so long milling around between just under a nickel and 5.5, and I just, you know, just got over it. I'm sure you guys were over it too. So it was nice to see this bump. Nice to see the bump. Nice to see it next level, building new floors. Yes, thank you, tater nuts. We love those tater nuts. Anyway, yeah, the Doge is looking alive. Now, I expect it to just keep fluctuating, dropping down right under the 5.8 to the 6 cent mark. I'm back on Poor Man Trading. I kept my word. I'm back on for the Doge After Dark extra late night set market watch. Safe Moon rising. I haven't checked on Safe Moon in about a couple hours there, Dogecoin worldwide, so why don't we do a little market watching on the Safe Moon? Now, yeah, it seems to be rising a little bit. The thing is, what I'm seeing on Trust Wallet may not be reflective of how it is in real life, because I've been noticing a pretty significant disparity between the assessed market value on Trust Wallet and everywhere else. It seems to be a bit lower on Trust Wallet, so I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what is up with that. Safe Moon rising. I've been very impressed with how Safe Moon's running its business. How much transparency is going on. I mean, they've just been winning me over little by little each and every day. And I wish Safe Moon and Safe Moon hodlers nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. But it's weird showing Whitebit now higher PooCoin app. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I haven't been able to get a clear answer on it. Yeah, like a 5-hour delay. Yeah, that's... They're going to have to tighten up. Trust Wallet's going to have to do a lot better than that. There's just no excuse for that kind of a delay. That's very, very significant and will impact people's decisions, you know? Oh, yeah. I didn't know you couldn't buy a Safe Moon in Texas. I didn't know that. I don't know Poor Man Trading. I've never used Whitebait, so I don't know if those capabilities are possible over there. I just don't know. So I can't really speak with any authority to Whitebait since I don't have any experience with it. But I would imagine I would imagine so. I would love to see Safe Moon end up on Voyager. That'd be epic. And I'd love to transfer all my Safe Moon off of Trust Wallet to Voyager. Because Trust Wallet isn't feeling too... It's not giving me too much of a trusty vibe right now. I gotta be honest. not getting a trusty vibe from Trust Wallet. Again, if you guys haven't hit that like button, please do so. Let's get this thing up in the algorithms a bit. If you haven't joined my Discord, I'm giving free subscriptions away to forever, pretty much, as long as I'm active on the Discord, to anyone that joins the Discord. And then if you feel so inclined to super chat, that link is pinned to the top of the chat. You can super chat there, guys. Nerd Shaman, where have you been? Shame on you, shame on you. I have been tearing it up over on this channel and I haven't seen you. But it's good to see you. I'm glad you found your way back. I'm glad you found your way back. And I hope to see more of you around. So guys, a good way to kind of sniff out whether a smaller coin is credible or not is one of the first things I do is I look at the development team, and then I look at to see if the development team is accessible, if they're public, if their information is public, if it's easy to figure out who they are, first and last names, maybe even their LinkedIn pages, things like this. Usually if they're a smaller coin and I can't readily identify a development team, and many of these coins don't have development teams at all, and if they do, they're just in the shadows. And then there's another kind of red flag is in the smaller coin is if there's no information on a development team, and then there's just one guy name on it on the web page, but there's no contact information. And there's very little information about the one guy who actually has his mug up there or his name up there, right? So to me, those are big red flags on some of the smaller altcoins. Anytime I see that, I will not invest. I will not invest. Yeah, I've really been impressed with the tokenomics and everything. At first, I gotta admit, like, at first I was pretty sus of SafeMoon, and some of it had to do with the name. Like, the name just had a vibe to it that was kind of like a try-hard vibe, like SafeMoon. It was almost like too obvious. It had like a hello fellow kids vibe to it to me, but the more I dug into it and the more I listened to the devs and the more I listened to the CEO and all the people directly involved with SafeMoon, the more they won me over, the more those guys won me over, the more impressed I became. And the more I realized that my initial defensive perception of SafeMoon was a bit off. Yeah, XRP, good to see XRP working through that SEC anchor, right? They're working through that finally. They're kind of there's like pep back in their step. There's like a confidence back in what they're doing. And they seem to be not sweating the technique, as they used to say. And I think that's been reflective in their leadership now and reflective in the increasing market value. So good for them. Good for them for apparently beating out the SEC and trying to take them down. Am I still hardcore bullish on VGX? This is a good question because I have been getting a little bit of flack for my support being so bullish on VGX and Voyager, right? VGX is down. VGX is way down, right? Really good buy-in point, right? So let's check it out. That's a good topic, a fair question to bring up, and one that I'm going to talk about right now. Just let me pull up my portfolio. I want to check on the VGX numbers, trend lines, and put this together. Firstly, BTT, you guys, came down in a pretty substantial retracement, a pretty predictable one, really. They are down 10% for the day, but that's after coming off an incredibly bullish week of which now stands at 182% increase. So I do think BTT, I think they're going to keep breaking new heights personally. I have moved BTT into the sound long-term investment category for crypto. New subscriber, Nerd Shaman, thank you for that, and welcome to the fam. Let's get to VGX, guys. VGX is down 27% for the month. Over the week, VGX is down 15%. Over the day, VGX is down 1.6%. Over the hour, VGX is up 0.2%. But let's take a look back. Over the year. They are up almost 16,000%, right? So if you're one of those folks that got in that early, well, holy smokes, you are having very little to complain about. But if you're now one of those folks and you're more like me, now I got in a little bit earlier than where it is right now. Right now it's at $4 and about $4.20. It's about $4.20, brah. But there was a time in the not so distant past where VGX was right in at around $6.57 on the regular, and then it recessed. So what's going on? I think, are a lot of growing pains, and I think it's reflecting in the market value of VGX. I think people are getting a certain segment of people are getting frustrated with Voyager because Voyager has been taken a bit with some of the transactions, and people are getting annoyed, and they're taking a bit with some of people's portfolios updating with the APR interest rates. People are complaining they're not seeing those. So again, I've talked about this before. I still am bullish on Voyager and VGX because I think Stephen Ulrich up until this point has done a phenomenal job. I think he's got a very credible, ethical history. Okay. I just think they're very overwhelmed. I think they just got so popular so quickly that they were not prepared for it. So you got to figure Voyager is now more downloaded than both Robinhood and Coinbase. That is huge, significant. And I think that was above and beyond even their most optimistic predictions for the people running Voyager inside that scene. So I think what you're seeing now is they're kind of overwhelmed, but I do think it's all going to get sorted out. I don't think anyone's going to get taken. I don't think anyone's going to get ripped off. I'd be very surprised if that happens. Very surprised. And I don't know why they would do that. They have so much going for them. Plus, all of the major incentive rollouts have yet to kick into gear. The token swap for VGX. None of the token swaps have taken place. They're about to. The Voyager debit card, the Voyager credit card, opening up in Canada, opening up through most of Europe, opening up in Asia. All these things are right on the horizon. So I think those who will take a few deep breaths and hodl their VGX and just not worry about it, not sweat it too hard, just take it in stride, because I do think that Voyager's going to get over this customer service hump, be able to smooth it out, recalibrate to the new level of growth, and then once all the expansions start and the incentives kick in, I think we're going to see that affect the market value pretty significantly. So I know that was probably a much longer answer about VGX than maybe you were anticipating, but Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that's helpful. Jason Huffman, yeah, I've learned. Okay, you guys are working out in the chat. That's good. That's good. Let me see, guys, if I can get a safe moon chart up here for you all. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I'm going to look for that Dex night vision chart. Boy, the gunshots are really going off right now. Outside, I can hear outside my window. I mean, more than usual. All right, guys. All right, I found a safe moon chart. I'm gonna switch it out here. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Anonymous tipped 420. I love that 420, bro. Good to hear you again. Apologies for the delay. Glad you're kicking butt. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you for that. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the donation. It's hugely appreciated. Hugely appreciated. Just give me a moment, guys, while I get the visuals sorted and the charts sorted. We will get it together here. There we go. And I don't think I'm on the 1 minute chart, so let me double check that, guys. Nope, I'm on the 1 hour. There we go. Now we're on the 1 minute chart. Well, 1 minute chart's looking pretty good, guys. Look at that. Let me resize it just a minute. There we go, guys. All right, now we're sorted. I thought that was Nerd Shaman. I thought that was Nerd Shaman. Thank you, Nerd Shaman. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Of course, Nerd Shaman coming in with the 420 donation. Thank you, Poor Man Trading. I will keep that in mind about the OBS. Appreciate it. I can always use some tips. I'm always trying to learn more. Merci, Doge to the moon. Well, pretty nice trajectory there for the Safe Moon. My Trust Wallet sure doesn't reflect that visual, that's for sure, that's for sure. BTC's riding just under 59,000. BTT, guys, is at about 105. Our Doge is right at about 5.9. ENJ Engine Coin is riding just a little over $2.40. Mana Coin, Mana Decentraland is riding at about 98 cents. For the day, Mana, by the way, is up 3.5%. Over the week, they're down about 8%. So today's a pretty good day of Mana turning things around. Of course, over the month, Mana's had a pretty good stormer at about 170% increase. OMG Coin, guys, OMG Network is up about 80% for the month. You may have wonder, what the heck is OMG Network? That is one of my smaller, more high-risk coins that I stepped out on. And I've been making some small but modest, consistent gains on. I'm just going to hold it there for a while. CKB, I haven't checked on that all day. Let's see how that's doing. CKB still doing pretty good at about 35 cents. Now CKB is up almost 4% for the day, and of course they had a monster of a week, or not a monster of a week, a monster of a month rather, up well over 200% for the month, guys. And CKB I'm pretty bullish on. I have more significant investment there. And Tron is doing very well as well. Nerd Shaman, my Binance account finally cleared. It had the wrong name for my address. I was so mad I wasn't able to buy any Engine Coin after I did tons of research. And it was at 35 cents. Oh my goodness. No wonder you're upset. It prohibited you from buying Engine Coin at 35 cents. You would be sitting pretty nicely at this point at that buying rate. My goodness. My goodness gracious. All right, guys. All right. So SafeMoon is going to be available on another new exchange tomorrow, as I understand. So that could be interesting. I don't really know what to expect with SafeMoon, to be honest with you. I know that it interests me. The business model I find pretty inspiring, but I just don't know where it's going to go. I think I'm optimistic about it. I mean, it's got a lot of super strong communal support behind it that you don't often see. So I think that will really pay off in the long run, provided that enthusiasm maintains for the long run.
The more I want you
Yeah, don't expect too much tomorrow. I really don't have any really high expectations for tomorrow. I really don't, guys. It's not a bad thing. Well, it's not a good thing either. Honestly, I was a bit underwhelmed by SafeMoon's performance today, but that doesn't, it's not I wouldn't say that's super significant in the long run of things. Particularly since both of the exchanges that SafeMoon is debuting on right now are rather small, rather small exchanges that not a lot of people use. So once the Binance listing goes through, I do expect to see a pretty fair bump from that. If you don't see a fair bump off the Binance listing, then I'd start to get concerned. Decepticon Prime, I just want pizza places to start taking Doge. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, so those of you who missed my show earlier, I do want to just kind of riff about the SafeMoon CEO again. I kind of want to reiterate that again because I think it's worth circling back to. And I got kind of fired up about it because, let me pull that up. Let me pull that tweet up again from the CEO of SafeMoon, guys. From the CEO of SafeMoon. Let me just go into my notes here. Just give me a moment, guys. Just give me a moment of time. Well, I pull that up. Okay, here it is. So the CEO of SafeMoon, his name is John Caroni. John Caroni. He tweeted this out this afternoon. He said, "I'm now in the UK and I'm now here to establish an office. SafeMoon has been successfully listed on Bitmart and Whitebit. I am a man of my word. Binance next. I'm giving the SafeMoon community 120% of my energy until we hit the moon, and I'll never stop. Love you all. #imminent." And I just thought, as somebody who started off being pretty trepidatious and skeptical of SafeMoon, this is exactly the sort of thing you want to see from a CEO of an emerging, smaller altcoin. You definitely want to see him just all in. You want a feeling and reassurance that the guy at the top is all in, that he truly believes in what he's doing, and that he's going to do whatever it takes for it to succeed, and that he is in it for the long run, and he's going to be with the investors for the long run, and that he has a plan. He has distinct plans for expansion and a distinct plan for moving things forward. And it's also great to see that level of resolve, right? I'm not going to stop till we hit the moon, you guys. Just telling the investors in no uncertain terms, I ain't going to stop. I ain't going to quit. I am relentless. I am committed to this, and I'm going to give it my all for you guys and for myself. And I will not relent till we hit that moon. I mean, that is fantastic. What a powerful statement. And it's just so nice to see. It's just so nice to see. I guess I haven't seen any unequivocal talk like that from a CEO regarding their own currency. Not very often. You just don't see it very often. Hump Deezy says, "So genuine." I completely concur. And if you haven't subscribed, if you're new here, you haven't subscribed to Steven Steele, this is a new channel. It's only about 2 weeks old, so we're still growing this thing. So feel free to subscribe. We got a great little community that we're growing here, and we're just growing a little bit more each and every day. It's so cool to see. If you haven't smashed that like button, feel free to do so. It really helps. Poor Man Trading, I'm sure his adrenaline's been peaked from all the hype. Yeah, or maybe it hasn't even peaked yet. It's just, I think it's one of those things. I think things started, the SafeMoon community just started probably exceeding their expectations at first, and it didn't take him long, to his credit, to recalibrate to the responsibilities of that, which is cool. Hump Deezy, I bought Doge on Robinhood at, oh, you got a really good rate, just around the 2 cent mark. That's about where my initial buy-in too was Hump Deezy on the Doge. So yeah, anybody listening right now, there's a story I'm trying to get to the bottom of, is the disparity on the SafeMoon market evaluation on the Trust Wallet seems to be lower, significantly lower than it is everywhere else. So I'm just trying to figure out why that is, why that's going on. Some people say it's on a really long delay, and some people say it's just constantly different between the market value that it's displaying everywhere else. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. So if anyone can help figure it out, please feel free to DM me on Twitter. I'd be very interested. Snoop Dogg, breaking news, just tweeted out, giving back to creators working on NFTs. Pitch your idea live to me. $1 million will be invested to discover, support the most innovative. Apply by the 12th of the month. Wow. That's incredible. That's quite the investment. And then It's All Risky suggested the Crypto Painter. If any of you don't follow Crypto Painter on Twitter, he does really good artwork. He does really cool paintings. Somewhat, I wouldn't quite call them impressionist. They're pretty cool. It's pretty cool, really cool crypto-centric artwork. You know, Elon's in some of them, Doge's in some of them, Bitcoin's in some of them, and on and on. I'm about to do a presentation on how to do NFTs to my friends. Good luck on that, Nerd Sherman. That's I have a feeling you'd be better at that than I would, to be quite honest with you. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to Matt Wallace and I's channel, I've been working really hard to grow that out. It's called Above the Line. It's a really fun channel, and basically I'm in charge of all the editing and the thumbnail graphics and stuff for it. And it's basically different videos that are the most amusing clips from both my show and Matt Wallace's, aka Final Stands show. And it's really cool because almost all the videos are between anywhere from like a minute to 15 minutes long, up to 15 minutes long. And it's just a great thing because most of the videos are actually between like 2 minutes and 5 minutes. So they're great, fun little videos that are full of information or just funny. That when you don't have a lot of time to like watch a full live stream or like hang out for like a market watch like this, you just want to like check stuff out, like highlight reels just really quick. It's really cool for that. I'm going to put the link to that YouTube channel in the chat right now, guys. Welcome, Unicornucopia. I just saw that you were in the room. Unicornucopia, welcome. Awesome. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, feel free to do so. It takes a split second of your time. And it's very helpful. Let's see. Billy Marcus just tweeted out, guys. This is he just tweeted this out. Yeah. So this is one thing I was concerned about. I know some of y'all are excited about whatever shiny new token you just got, and Godspeed on your gamble, but please don't try to pump them on my threads. That's bad form. There's many other places on the internet to do that, but you know my heart belongs to Doge. Yeah, and this is a bit, I think of the Save Moon community, to be fair, has been a bit guilty of this, right? And so I think that it's all done out of like eagerness, and I get it, but I always think that's in bad form whenever I see that a lot when I tweet something out. Sometimes I'll tweet out something about Doge, and then people, instead of commenting about what I just tweeted, instead they say, no, check out this coin. This coin's where it's at. And it's just like, it's kind of rude, you know? Just as people who are super into Safe Moon, I don't think you'd like it if you post out Safe Moon and someone's like, no Doge, or no Safe Mars, or no whatever other small altcoin is going on at the moment. I think it's in bad form, and obviously it's a particularly bad form when you're doing that to the creator, on the creator of Dogecoin's page. But it is really cool to see the evolution of Billy Marcus to go from somebody who kind of on a sort of level resenting Dogecoin and how he kind of got screwed out of making any money off of Dogecoin, and to somebody who's become quite bullish and enthusiastic and very involved and entrenched in promoting Dogecoin and his desire to push it towards big success. So that was really cool. It's really cool to see Billy's kind of change of heart about that. I think in large part that had to do with how he was being treated by the Dogecoin community. I feel like a lot of people in the Dogecoin community really rallied around him, reassured them that they're very thankful of his work, and really people started. And he had no Dogecoin before, guys, because he had sold all his Dogecoin back in the day just to pay for basic living expenses. So he didn't have any Dogecoin. And then people started donating to his Dogecoin wallet. And now he has about 100,000 Dogecoin. Personally, I don't think that's enough still. I think we got to donate more to the guy. I feel like the primary creator, inventor of Dogecoin should have more than 100,000 Dogecoin. That's just my thinking on that. Matt is epic for his roast. It always gives me a good laugh. Yeah, actually, interestingly enough, I did post his most recent roast of Tim Cook of Apple. I posted that on our page earlier today. Here's an interesting story I just came across, guys, via Cointelegraph. Singapore Prime Minister tells followers to remain vigilant on crypto after seeing name used to sell tokens. Interesting. Lee Long, Prime Minister of Singapore, claims someone set up a profile for the social token platform BitClout to sell tokens using the information from his Twitter account. In a Facebook post Friday, Long urged Singaporeans to remain vigilant when dealing with cryptocurrency platforms. He said that someone had used BitClout to create one of the platform's creator coins using his name, Twitter account bio, and photo. According to the screenshot he posted, there were over 27,000 of his tokens with market capitalization with more than $9,800, with at least one user holding $477 worth. That's funny. BitClout has also attracted the attention of former Baywatch star Pamela Anderson, who is handing out signed copies of her final 2016 Playboy magazine cover to the three biggest holders of her creator coin. Anderson's token is currently valued at $6,749 with a market cap value of more than $800,000. Did you guys know this? Did you guys know that Pam Anderson had a token? I'm going to look that up. That's wild, man. That's wild. Let's see. I found an article here. Pam Anderson is giving out signed Playboy covers on BitClout. I'm trying to find more information about the coin itself. I really don't care about the Playboy covers. I just want to find information about the Pam Anderson coin. That's wild. Pam Anderson Baywatch coin. Of course, anybody who's seen Baywatch knows they might as well have named it Boob Watch. Yeah, guys, she has a coin. Pam Anderson has a coin. She's got a creator coin, but I can't find it anywhere, and it's worth quite a lot to my surprise. I mean, you can laugh about it, but if you're one of the earliest investors of her coins, you'd be sitting pretty. You'd have a good chunk of money on your hands right now. I don't know why she has a coin. I can't find any information about it. I can't find a white paper about it. I don't know what its utility is, if at all. I just keep trying to find it. Pam Anderson making BitClout hot and sexy. Okay. And here's some screenshots of Pam Anderson posting about decentralization. Pam Anderson's actually surprisingly based overall, like you wouldn't expect it, but she does actually tweet out some good stuff. Like I think many of her opinions are pretty decent. Yeah, gaming.org is writing about it. We can consider this as an experiment that we should closely watch, as it can show us the large potential that BitClout has by incentivizing users to their own creations. This being a part of a unique mix the platform taps into, so to speak, and it does consequentially lead to ask out loud who is next to follow, or maybe better phrase, when will Elon Musk claim his BitClout profile? No kidding. I'm actually really surprised that Elon hasn't taken that step to create his own coin. Welcome Northwoods. Welcome Gustavo. Welcome Unicornicopia. Guys, if you want to super chat, you can do so at the link at the top of the chat. You can enter your super chat and donation there, and it'll pop up on the screen. I was just talking about the Pam Anderson Baywatch coin. It's out there and it's worth quite a bit, but I can't seem to find any information on it. There's no web page on it that I can find, let alone a white paper on it, let alone a page that explains its purpose and utility. So I have no idea. It's interesting because Dogecoin doesn't have a CEO, right? So it's, in a way, it's leaderless, but in a way that's not a bad thing. But Billy Marcus is the closest thing we can get to the voice of a CEO, him being the initial creator. So it's just always interesting to hear his thoughts and his evolution on things. And if you haven't heard any Billy Marcus interviews yet on the internet, I would implore you to check them out. They're pretty cool, and he just started doing interviews publicly after kind of just purposely just wanting to remain in the background. But he just seems like a super awesome guy. Dogecoin Worldwide, I'm tired of the 5-6 cent moves. I mean, we all are, buddy. We all are. But I do think it's, Dogecoin's one of those things where I actually don't look at my Dogecoin wallet very often. It's just a long-term investment for me. I know it's going to get there eventually. It'll probably take a while. So there's many other more dynamic coins doing things right now. And then there's some coins that are just long-termers that I really don't check on that often. The only reason why I check on Doge so much is because I live stream and I talk a lot about Doge, and I still love Doge a lot. I understand people's getting frustrated with Doge right now. I mean, personally, I wouldn't think about selling before it going to Coinbase. I wouldn't think about selling before Robinhood releases wallets. I wouldn't think about selling before that. I would really wait at least to see where Doge's value ascends from there. And then I would also not think about selling. Well, for me, it's worth it to wait for, because Elon's literally putting a Dogecoin on the moon, you guys. He's putting a physical Dogecoin on the moon. So I know it's boring, and I know it's like, seems we're really stagnated right now on Doge, but I'm not even thinking about it. I just have the money there, and I know eventually these things are going to happen and more than likely significantly impact the market value. Northwoods, I have over 80K in jewelry in my store. I can certainly hold coins. You're a holder. Yeah, you're a hodler. You're a hodler by trade. Bear with the screen a moment, guys. I'm just switching out the visual, okay? I made $0 in a year, and I also made $1 million. I was happier with $0. You know, it's an important point that Northwoods Peach makes. I can relate. I've been at times in my life where I've made much less and made much more, and I can point to the times where I made much less that I was happier. So money does certainly helps, and I don't want to say that money can't buy happiness, because I don't necessarily agree with that. I do think it can buy happiness, just because inevitably when you have a lot of money, it affords you more freedom and you have less stress in your life, right? Usually now you can have a really high income and then burden yourself in much higher debt. But if you live smartly and you're making better and better money, and you're not incurring more and more debt and financial responsibilities, then life can feel a lot less stressful. But money is far from the only component to happiness. And that's what I like about Doge. It's not solely a money thing. It's very much a community-based thing too. And overall, I think Doge has a very good-natured community. Unicornucopia. I don't think anyone's ever asked me if I have a girlfriend. I don't think anyone's ever asked me on that in the show. I thought someone would have inevitably posed that question by now, but they haven't. It's complicated, but no, not officially. Dogecoin worldwide. Think through if I sold all my Doge a week ago and bought SafeMoon, could have 3 to 5 times in a week. Throw it all back into Doge. You know, hindsight's always 20/20. Hindsight's always 20/20. If we could all kind of read the future, we'd all be millionaires. No, I don't have a boyfriend. I can tell you that I am straight. I am hetero. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, Decepticon Prime. So I didn't get that nurse's number, but I did get her Instagram, and so I've been messaging via Instagram. Yeah, and she's like, "What's this Steven Steele? What is this? Are you like a talk show host? What is this?" Brewster's Millions is the best way I can describe, but I'm in a materialistic industry. Yeah, you are in one of the more quintessential materialistic industries, I'd say, Northwoods. I used to have an older brother who was actually a diamond miner of sorts, and he used to go on adventures to Africa, and he networked with some Africans to get him diamonds out of these mines in Africa. And it was a very dangerous business, as I'm sure you're well aware, Northwoods, because almost the entire diamond industry is monopolized by De Beers. And from what I remember back then anyway, the diamond space at that point was very hard to get into because of how heavily monopolized. Thank you for that new subscription there, William. Monopolized. So he actually my brother used to get death threats. People, not to get too conspiratorial, but my brother believes that there were people that were somewhat associated with De Beers that were making threats to him. Because he was asserting a space and picking up business in the diamond industry. So, yeah. And my brother had some very close calls in Africa, and the people that he worked with in Africa, there'd always be some wild adventures, and then once in a while, one of the guys he'd be corresponding with over in Africa would turn up dead. It's a crazy industry, man. It's a crazy industry. But my brother unfortunately passed unexpectedly back in 2000, so 21 years ago. He was a really interesting guy, and he was a very passionate guy, and he led a pretty wild life, but he was he was a very dynamic person, very sincere, dynamic person. See, Northwood says, I used to get that kind of stuff. So Northwood, would you get threats and stuff like that sometimes? Canada and Arkansas also has amazing gems right now. Yeah, I don't think it was that way 20 years ago. My brother was kind of a redneckish kind of personality, but also very I guess he always went all in on whatever he was into. He went all in on, and he gave it his all, And he was very big on loyalty. And those are the traits I remember most about him. Oh, wow. That's wild, Northwoods. I can't say it's surprising. Hi guys, you're watching Doge After Dark with your man Steven Steele. It's about 1:40 a.m. where I am. That means it's about 11:40, just a little before midnight hour if you're on the West Coast, California, etc. And going on 2:45 in the morning if you're out east. If you're overseas or you're one of our Australian friends, I'm not quite sure what time it is over there because that's a long, long ways away. That's one of the longest flights you can make, too, is from America to Australia. And if there's anyone in here that hasn't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do so. As you see, I stream pretty regularly, and we have a lot of fun here. Wow, that's pretty wild style, Northwoods. I don't think I'd be able to sleep making a living that way. Let's see, Gene Simmons just tweeted out. Let's see what Gene had to say. Oh, Gene was just retweeting, like, Gene's been very active on, like, the pro-vaccination thing, so he tweets a lot about that right now. Seems to be pretty important to him. Yes, Doge is more stable, but we didn't get into crypto for safety. Yeah, I mean, that's very true. I mean, it's Doge has been a little too stable for most of our liking, right? But we know some big things, some big developments on the horizon for Doge. So I think it's worth seeing it through, guys. Yeah, I definitely understand why people why people don't invest in SafeMoon. It is kind of complicated. Once you get it down, though, once you do it once or twice, it is pretty easy from there once you're dialed in. But yeah, the initial time you figure it out, it's definitely a bit laborious. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, welcome Woods Expired Visa. Welcome to the chat. They say YOLO or whatever the young kids are saying now. I think YOLO was a thing from a couple years ago. And I'm aware of that, so I tease my nephew and niece by saying YOLO because I know they see it as pretty square. So I like to say that stuff around them just to be funny. Northwoods, I know my son don't care about my coins, but he will when he's older. Heck yeah, he will. You're going to be his hero, and he doesn't even know it yet. He's gonna be like, wow. This is why Dad spent so much time talking about that stuff. And then he'll realize how smart you had been all along, and how all of those times that he found a bit boring, where you're going on about crypto and trying to teach him about it, all makes sense in the blink of an eye. I'm not a parent, but I imagine that's how it goes many times, where the older your child gets, the more vindicated a good parent becomes, right? Honestly, if I made it to the moon with Doge or SafeMoon, I don't know if I even say much to a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like, people get funny when they find out you got a lot of money. You don't know who you can trust. Is anybody here on Reddit? Is anybody an active poster on Reddit here? I'm just not super active on Reddit. I have a Reddit account, but I'm just hardly ever on there. If anybody in this room, any one of the regular viewers, is active on Reddit, and if you find a forum or a thread or a group that it would make sense, right? It would make sense to post about this channel, or you could just post a clip from this channel or one of the shows or one of the episodes, etc., that you think people might dig it. Please feel free to do that. I just I'm not dialed in enough with Reddit to know where those places would be. Oh, an ice cream bust. That's ambitious. Yeah, I need some reps within the Reddit community. See that with all the gold I sell at work. It's sad how many females try to use me for cash. Yeah, that's another reason. Like, I don't need to be any more discouraged about human nature than I already have been in my life. So, oh, thank you, Dogecoin Worldwide. That'd be awesome. I'd really appreciate that, man. Bossiness. No worries at all. I usually go around somewhere around 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think we're on the same time zone, Dogecoin Worldwide. I think you're in the Chicago area, right? So, yeah. Tonight, my earlier show, I didn't go on until 11 because I was waiting for RD, Mr. Crypto stream, to end because he and I have a lot of overlap in audiences. Oh, I didn't know you were in Cali, Dogecoin. I think you know what? I'm mixing you up. I'm mixing you up with Northwoods. Northwoods is in the Chicago area, I think. I'm starting to mix a few of you regulars up. Dogecoin Worldwide, I'll write them out. Good night, y'all. Have a good one, Dogecoin Worldwide. Thanks for swinging through. Thanks for hanging out, my man. And we'll talk soon. And thank you for posting over at Reddit for me. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with the Bay Area. I used to play a lot of concerts there and do some DJing there and stuff. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't been able to get RD on here yet, but I'd love to have him on here soon. I know RD, he works really early in the mornings, so I think that's the main thing is he's usually in bed right now. And I'm more of like a vampire. So, chat, let me ask you a question. What are your top 2 favorite coins? What are your top 2 favorite? Not just your favorite. Give me your top 2 favorite coins. Everyone in chat. I'd be curious to see the consensus there. These answers always interest me. I always find these answers pretty interesting. There's always a few curveballs in here too I don't expect. Okay, now your answers are starting to come in. Ethereum and Doge. Bitcoin Cash and Doge. Oh, Bitcoin Cash, interesting. Bitcoin and Doge. Goose says BTT and ZIL faves of the week. Oh, ZIL, I haven't seen that. Doge and BTT, that can't argue with that, Flores. For now, BTT and Storm, says Celeste. Celeste, you're just lurking. You're just hiding back there. You're probably in bed. You got my stream up on the TV. You're just unwinding and relaxing. Then you just pipe in with the chat. There you are. Yeah, those are all solid choices in chat. Those are all solid choices. Doge and BTT have done me good. Yeah, Doge has done me pretty good too. I really can't complain. BTT me as well, but my positions aren't super significant, but the money I do have in there has done really well. Woods says ETH and BTT. Yeah, that's a solid combo. Can't argue with that. Been lurking pretty much, he says. Yep, I figured. So let's see, guys. Let's see here. I'm just checking the news cycle, see if there's anything else interesting going on right now that I haven't really cracked into. I agree, Northwoods. This by Cointelegraph, you guys. It says 2 social tokens are shining brighter than the rest with a combined market capitalization of 240 million. Research compiled by crypto data aggregator has revealed the whale token is the most valuable social token with a market capitalization of 136 million. Rally is a close second at 104 million market cap, meaning the pair represent 240 million combined. Wow. I didn't even know there was a social token straight up called whale. But that's a lot of money for 2 really small, seemingly small coins. Sounds like a solid plan, Jonathan Marino. Sounds solid to me. Oh, someone in the chat's like, what the F is a social token? Yeah, it's kind of silly. It's basically a direct way for an artist to communicate and rep their value to their fans. So a social token could be as simple as something you buy and hold as a way of showing appreciation, or it could entitle you to more interaction or access to that individual. So it's basically kind of like it's like a fan-based token, right? Maybe I should create social tokens. I would create a social token as a joke. I think it'd be fun to create something like that as a joke, but not seriously. You know what's funny is, like, ask any prominent crypto-centric live streamer, and they'll all have stories to you about how we all kind of experience this catch-22 where we all have haters no matter what we do or what we talk about. Like, you'll always have a certain segment of people that won't like you for some innocuous reasons you're not even sure about, or because you talked too much about a coin that they don't like or that they don't think is legit, or a platform. It's so temperamental, right? But it's just weird to me because, like, all I do is I try to give out free value to people all the time, and just like a cool place for like-minded people to hang out at. While, like, Twitch is just packed full of people that all they do is play video games, or like show their boobs while playing video games, or just like hang out in bathing suits with like goals, like stated goals. This is how much money I'm trying to make by the end of the stream in this amount of time, so I need all you guys to like pay up within this 2-hour mark. This is the goal and stuff like that. It's just like, it's just interesting that, like, people target, like, sometimes target like streamers like me, or just like crypto-centric streamers that are just like you know, a lot of us are just trying to put value out there and like help people make smart investments and increase their bottom lines. And I feel like we take more shit than like Twitch streamers do. I just think it's ironic. Yeah, that is a pretty good rule of thumb. Decepticon Prime, people won't like you rule of thirds. Roughly 1/3 of people will not like your content for any reason. Yeah, I'd say that's fairly accurate. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah, and it's just inevitable. So guys, tell me, what is your convenience food of choice? When you're on the go, or you just don't feel like cooking anything at all, or you're ordering out, or you're gonna go through a drive-through, what is your convenience go-to food of choice when that happens? Hump Deezy, sorry, I just saw your question. Did you see that the hood of the Doge race car is being sold on eBay? No, I didn't. I'll try to look that up. I'd like to see how that auction's going. That's wild. Del Taco, Epic Burritos. Jonathan Marino says, I have a hunch, Jonathan, you're out in California. Anyone still having issues with Trust Wallet? I'm having Trust Wallet, and the fact that the market value of my SafeMoon is not reflective of what it says everywhere else, and I'm not digging it, and I haven't figured out why it's happening, but it's happened to a lot of other people too. Celeste's Big Mac extra sauce, sadly. Don't be sad about that. That sauce is no joke. It's a special sauce. It is good stuff. The souls of Autobots are Nom Nom. Decepticon Prime taking his username very seriously. Though that doesn't strike me as convenience. Wow, someone's cranking the tunes extremely loud out in the street right now. Not that I mind, not that I care. I'm up anyway. So Ask Trust Wallet just messages me. Be careful with that. I'm not sure if that's a legitimate profile. Do not give out your... Ask them why, but if they ask for your private, any of your private information, Hump DZ, or your wallet ID, don't give it to them, because I don't know if that profile is legit or not. Callie knows how to eat, man. And I gotta say, between for fast food, Callie knows where it's at. Between your Del Tacos and your In-N-Out burgers and your animal styles, man. That animal style menu at In-N-Out Burger is ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. I remember going to Coachella, and then I played a couple shows with my band at the time, and then I DJ'd a couple parties in, I was going to say Long Beach, but not Long Beach. Palm Springs. I DJ'd a couple parties in Palm Springs. It was an absolute blast. And I remember after I DJ'd one party in Palm Springs, I went with the promoter straight to In-N-Out Burger, and we just ordered a ton of food off the animal style, and we just scarfed it all. And I hadn't eaten in like a day and a half, and I just scarfed so much animal style In-N-Out Burger food, and it was glorious, absolutely glorious. Yeah, be careful. Woods expired, said hundreds of people got hacked by Trust Wallet hackers today. So Hump DZ, be careful with that. If that's true, Hump DZ, I mean, it might be, but if that's true, make sure you don't click any of their links to do it. That should be something you can do within your Trust Wallet app. So ask them, say, okay, cool. How do I do that within your app? And don't give them any of your private information. I think it might be spam. That's what I'm thinking. Because no customer service is that good on these crypto apps. I've never heard of any crypto related app actually being proactive and reaching out to their users to help them. To me, that's sus. I wish they were that eager to help their users, but I've never heard of any platform being that eager to help. Yeah, good for you, Hump Daisy. You know, I think I could do a small video on how to purchase SafeMoon now. I think I will do that because I think I can, now that I have it down, I think I can do it in a way that's super simple, that would be like the most user-friendly to learn how to do it. I could just get to the point, and I always try to talk in ways and not throw too much insider lingo at people that may not know that lingo when I explain this kind of stuff. So I think I can make a very short, succinct, comprehensive video on how to purchase SafeMoon. So that's not a bad idea. I'll consider that. What did you think about Whataburgers, Jonathan? I love poke, man. One of my favorite places to eat in California. It's in actually right on Newport Beach. Hold on, I'll tell you the name of it. Like, I think I got the name of it, but I want to be sure before I say it. I'm just gonna try to look it up here. Okay, so I think I found it, but I'm gonna look at the menu, make sure I got. Yeah, this is it. So my favorite one of my favorite places to eat is right on Newport Beach. I guess I have a couple locations now, but it's Bear Flag Fish Company, and they have locations now in Newport, Crystal Cove, and Huntington Beach. I don't know if you've ever eaten there, but it's phenomenal. They got this fresh fatty tuna sashimi burrito back when I was there. Anyway, they had that, and that was amazing, amaze balls. But I'm looking at their menu now, and I don't see it. No, now I see it. It's a little different than I remember it, but back then it was like fresh cilantro rice. Oh, here it is. Premium burrito. So back then I would get like a fatty tuna burrito that just got caught that same morning with like cilantro rice, avocado, pico de gallo, and like some sauce, right? Or some Asian cabbage slaw thing and some sauce. It was to die for. Whataburger is a low-budget food tax return. I don't like Whataburger. I remember I went on a spontaneous trip. It was actually a dental-related trip to this dental specialist down in Texas, and I was in Austin for the night, and I ended up hanging out with the two airline stewardesses that were on my flight on the way over, right? And the two airline stewardesses were swearing by Whataburger. You've never had Whataburger? You gotta have Whataburger. And I'm like, I really shouldn't be eating this stuff. Like, and it was like bar time, and they were really insisting on Whataburger. So I went, and I had a Whataburger, and I was eating this Whataburger, and I just remember them just thinking Whataburger was like the greatest thing in the world. And I don't want to be rude, but I didn't think it was that good at all. I just really didn't think Whataburger was good at all. Like, I'd rather have A&W. I mean, I think I'd almost rather have like I think I'd almost just rather have Burger King. A very overrated burger, in my opinion. Decepticon Prime is like, dude, Whataburger's the best. Shut up. I'm trying to think where my favorite. I don't know if I have where my favorite convenience burger is. They do a pretty decent job with a fast food chain up. Or that's a regional one up here in the Midwest called Culver's, and everything's for fast food. It's like that's a little bit better of a quality, a tier of ingredients. But it's still not as good as In-N-Out Burger. I wish we had an In-N-Out Burger in the Midwest, but maybe I should open one. I don't think it's even possible unless they're planning on franchising all throughout the area, but Matthew says I'd even eat a $1 Mickey's burger before a Whataburger. Damn. And what was your assessment, Jonathan Marino, on the Whataburger? I'll just be clear, I didn't think they were bad. I just didn't think there was anything special about them. Just a second, guys. I gotta go quiet for like a minute. I'll be back in like 2 minutes, okay? All right, gang, I'm back. Sounds like you're on a cleanse, Matthew. Try a slam burger from Denny's. You know, you raise a good point there, Jonathan. Denny's these days has stepped up their game, actually. Now I have to be on a very strict diet because of the medical condition I'm battling right now. But before that, I was rocking Denny's off and on up till recently, and Denny's really stepped up their game, and they got their burgers are surprisingly good. Hey, what's up, Julian? Good to see you, homie. I've never heard of Lazy. I've never heard of that place. But overall, I do have a preference for local meats and grass-fed and stuff like that. For my own self, my own body, I try to shop from local butchers and meat vendors without all the hormones and stuff. you guys can feel free to kind of chat among yourselves in the room there. I'm just doing a little research work here, just in the background while I got the stream on. But I'll be back watching the chat in just a couple minutes, guys. But all right. All right, guys. I think that's what I was looking for. Come back to me. Come back to me. I wish that I could be with you. With you. With you. Yeah, just come down. All right, guys, you might be wondering what I'm monkeying around with the screen for. The reason why is because I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to retell one of my stories that had happened to me. One of my stories, one of my Doge After Dark stories. I'm going to retell it, and this this visual that I put up here is a good visual for this story that I'm about to tell. And the reason why I'm going to retell it, a couple of you might have probably heard this one, but I'm sure several of you haven't heard this one yet. So I'm going to tell it now so I can edit it later and repost it as like a its own separate upload, you know, for people. But so yeah, so I'm just going to tell this story, and you guys can just relax and listen to me tell a story while you chat amongst yourselves. So I had this is years ago. This was oh gosh, probably like 15 years ago. Probably 15 years ago. And I had recently met this girl at a barbecue, at my friend's barbecue, and we hit it off really well, and seemed really sweet, and she's a super cutie. And we had planned our first date. And I told her we were corresponding by text and phone call. Back then, texts were very minimal. Were we in texting 15 years ago? I think we were, yeah, but texts were very minimal. You did still mostly talk to the phone. So we were like corresponding, and I was like planning a fun date. And one of the things I wanted to do, I wanted to go to a carnival. And to make the date more interesting, we each told each other that we had to like dress up. Now, this was in the middle of the summertime, but we had told each other that we each had to like dress up like it was Halloween, like for a just like a Halloween character, just for the heck of it, just to make our first date more interesting. So my costume of choice was Magnum PI, and a lot of you are probably too young to remember Magnum PI, but Magnum PI was this seminal 1980s detective show featuring Magnum PI, who was played by, oh my gosh, Tom Selleck. The name almost eluded me. And Tom Selleck was a PI on Hawaii. And he was originally from Detroit, so he always wore a Detroit Tigers ball cap, a Hawaiian shirt with his hairy chest sticking out, the buttons down, and then super, super short shorts, and then no socks and like boat shoes, and a mustache, of course. And that was his MO, basically. And my date, to my delight and surprise, this little blondie was dressed up like a super cute and like super stylish Little Red Riding Hood. So it was like I was really impressed by her Little Red Riding Hood outfit. It was like I could tell she put work into it. It was it was super stylish. That's all I can say. I don't really know how to describe it beyond that. And it was very stylishly done, but still distinctly, you could tell she was dressed up as Little Red. So we went to this carnival, and we had a lot of fun. We were going on different rides. I spent way too much money winning one of those big, huge, giant, like stuffed bears, right? Against one of those carnival games where the system's rigged against you. So I spent a bunch of money because I was determined to win against the rigged carnival game. And then I finally beat it. And I was really proud of myself, even though I shouldn't have been, considering how much money I spent to win that thing. So I won this giant, life-size stuffed bear for her. And she seemed amused by that. And we were going to leave. And then we were going to go... We're going to go get like ice cream and burgers somewhere at one of the late night spots after that. And so we were leaving the carnival. And as we were leaving the carnival, there was like this fun house. Then it was like one of the only things, surprisingly, we hadn't rode on at this carnival. But it was like kind of run down. A bit more run down than the one you see in the picture on the screen before you. But I've always found these kind of pop-up haunted house rides to be kind of oddly magical in their own way. So I'm like, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. And she seemed pretty into it. So it was one of these things where you get in a cart and the cart starts moving, and it moves and it turns like very suddenly. It's very it's like jerks you around, and you can hear all the mechanics going off. And it's whenever you ride one of these things, it just feels like it's about to fall apart at any moment. You know, it's kind of the nature and charm of carnival rides. You know, so we were in this cart, and you know, you're going through, and then all of a sudden it'll do things like it'll just blow a bunch of like air on you from above the cart, and it'll make a loud noise to scare you, like psh. So that was happening a few times. And then like skull faces with like light up eyes would like pop out of the side, and then the cart would stop, and it would the robot skeleton would scare you, and then you get on to the next thing. Anyway, we turned the corner into this next room, and the display before us was much more elaborate than anything else we had seen in this drive-through haunted house contraption. And there was like a guy being like decapitated, and some guy holding his head. And then there was this other scene where a person was running from this other very menacing kind of like half man, half monster looking thing. And, you know, they're all like these kind of like robot automation things that just made like one or two motions, right? And then there was like ghoulish screams and music kind of playing along the side to soundtrack this scene. Well, as we're watching the scene, this is where it gets really interesting. The ride like stalls out and it just breaks down there. And we're like, oh, okay. And so I thought it would be fun and funny, and I don't know what prompted me to do this. I said, let's get on there. So we jumped up on the stage with this scene, these automatic characters, these robots and stuff. And while we were up there, the ride started again, and the cart moved really fast, and our cart was like, it was gone. Like, we couldn't get back on the cart, so we were stuck up there. And while we were stuck up there, new riders like kept coming in, obviously, to see what was going on. So as new people were passing by us, I just looked at her and I was just like, just play the part, just do stuff. So like, I was making like the most menacing face I could, you know, within the scene. She looked a lot more convincing because she was an all red, and she was like kind of she actually had the benefit of being on the side of the display with the decapitated head, so she could pretend like she was holding a decapitated head. So like, having a really cute girl in a Little Red Riding outfit, like pretending to hold the decapitated head, is much more interesting and alluring than a tall guy that's wearing a Magnum PI clothes and just kind of standing next to a ghoul. So people were kind of just confused by that. So then we're like, what do we do? So then the next cart that came by, I'm like, we got to jump in it. We just got to get out. We got to get back on the track. We can't just stay up here. We're going to get in big trouble. So the next cart that came by, you guys, was like I said, let's jump on it. So these poor kids, they were like pretty young. They were like a high school couple, this boy and girl. And they were like, you could tell they were on their first date. And by first date, I mean, they weren't just on their first date with each other. You could tell they were like on the first date of their whole lives, both of them. And they were very nervous, and we kind of just like jumped on top of them in their cart. And they were just so nervous. They didn't know what was going on. I'm like, listen, I said, we lost our cart. We just got to share the cart with you. And they were just so beside themselves. They're so scared. And then now the ride was starting to end. And at the end, you could see the light out of the tunnel outside. And sure enough, the dude that ran the ride was a pretty surly character, and he was looking straight down the chute of where we were coming out because he knew we were in there and he was wondering what was going on. And sure enough, straight ahead outside was our cart with our giant bear, because we had taken the giant bear that I won earlier, and the only thing that came out the other side of this ride in our cart was the bear, and the bear was still in our cart, strapped in. So as we came out, this guy gave us the meanest, most dastardly look and was shaking his head back and forth in strong disapproval. He was very angry, and he had a few choice words for me, and I just let him kind of cuss me out. And then I said, hey, after he was finished with his blue streak there, I said, hey, you mind if I get the bear? And then he just made a motion. It was just like, whatever. And so we grabbed the big giant bear, and then we skedaddled out of there and got our ice cream. That's the end of the story, guys. That's the end of the story. So there you have it. And I don't know how many of you heard that one or not before, but I'll change it back to the chart now, guys. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Kool-Aid Man. You go in, but you never come out. Yeah, fortunately we made it out, but there was a brief moment where I was wondering. Anyway, guys, I've been streaming for a little over 2 hours now. I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm on a strict diet right now of juicing, green juice, and basically beef broth and tea. I'm on it's like a liquid diet for 30 days because I'm fighting a pretty severe disease right now. So I got to go make that stuff. And then I'm going to watch Godzilla versus King Kong. I heard that was really good. I don't know if any of you guys ever seen it, but everyone that I've talked to, everyone that's talked about it has said it's really, really good. So, so there's that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. I will be back soon. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. If you know anyone that would dig this channel, feel free to tell them about it. If you're on Reddit, if you're in Facebook groups or other social media groups that are kind of dabble in the same spaces that we do here, feel free to tell them about it. Elon tweeted what? Elon didn't tweet, did he? Oh, I thought someone said Elon just tweeted. So anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you real soon. And while I'm watching my movie, I will still be kind of like hanging out on Twitter. Just kind of, I'll be there. You know how to find me. You guys know where to find me.